Hello student of class 11. Once again we are here with a new video, and in this video we are going to understand the chapter Newton's law and force and motion. This is a new chapter for you all, and some topics are discussed in the class 9th also. So we will discuss in this video the first law, force and inertia, the second law, force, mass and acceleration, and third law, action and reaction. What are the objective of this chapter? Describe how the law of inertia affects the motion of an object. Give an example of a system or invention designed to overcome inertia. Measure and describe force in Newton and pounds. Calculate the net force for two or more forces acting along the same line. And calculate the acceleration of an object from the net force acting on it, and determine whether an object is in equilibrium by analyzing the force acting on it. So in this video you are going to learn all these things. So let us start the video. The words which will be used in this chapter, they are action, dynamics, equilibrium, force, laws of inertia, locomotion, net force, Newton's first law, Newton's second law, Newton's third law, reaction, statistics. All these terms we are going to use in this chapter, and so many words are known to you all. If any word is new, then I will describe in the chapter. So what is the first law, force and inertia? So how does the first law apply to object at rest and in motion? So if you see in this diagram, a force is needed to move the body. So a force is what we call a push or pull, or any action that has the ability to change an object's motion. Force can be used to increase the speed of an object, decrease the speed of an object, or change the direction in which an object is moving. These are the phenomena, these are the observation what we see after applying force. We can change the speed of an object, we can change the direction of an object, and also it is a push or pull or any action that has the ability to change the object's motion. So this is all about force, what we know about the force, that is what we are see in our daily life. Now if you see in this picture, the boy is saying move, but the saying will not work, because if you are saying any object to move, by listening this, the object will not move by itself. So why it happened? Because only the force has the ability to change the motion. So when the boy apply the force on the object, then the body starts to move, or it can change the state of motion from rest to motion. So this is the force. By applying the body, the body has changed its state. Earlier it was in rest, and after applying the force it starts moving, means rest changes to motion. Now what is inertia? Inertia is a term used to measure the ability of an object to resist the change in the state of motion. An object with a lot of inertia takes a lot of force to start or stop. An object with a small amount of inertia requires a small amount of force to start or stop. Means inertia is inability to change its state by itself. If the body is in a state of motion, it will continue its states. If the body is in a state of rest, it will continue the state of rest unless the force is not applied. So we can say inertia is the word which has come from the Latin word, and which means lazy. And in the picture you can see the mass of 1000 kilogram, and one mass is of 0.1 kilogram. So for the larger body, the large force is required. So we can say the larger body, the massive body, have more inertia, and smaller body have less inertia. If you see the acceleration 1 meter per second square is given in both the bodies, but a smaller force is required for the smaller object, and large force is required for the heavier object. And in your daily life you can see that you can throw a toy car with your hand to any distance, but you cannot throw your actual car which is in your house as you had thrown the plastic toy car. Means more massive, more inertia. More inertia means it requires more force to change its state. So again we can say inertia is a term which is used to measure the ability of an object to resist a change in its state of motion. So it is very difficult to stop a massive body than the lighter body. We can easily stop the that what we call a light ball, but it is difficult to stop a heavy ball. Newton's first law. Can you explain why a long table would make a trick too hard to do this? It is a magician and it takes a long table. So why it is hard to do the activity? You think and you give the answer. Now, how do these systems in cars overcome the law of inertia? In the car, there are so many systems to overcome the inertia. The engine, first is the engine. Engine supplies force that allow you to change motion by pressing the gas pedal. Next is the brake system. The heavy car, more speed when it is there, and you need to stop. You have to apply force by the brake system. So the brake system is designed to help you change your motion by slowing down or to stop. And the third is steering wheel and steering system help you to change the direction of the car at a desired location. So the steering wheel and steering system is designed to help you change your motion by changing your direction. So these all are the part of the car which make you easy to drive. And engine supply force to change the motion, brake system apply the force to stop or slow, and steering is there to change the direction of your motion. Now the second law of motion, force, mass and acceleration. Now what we have to learn in this topic, what is the relation between the force, mass and acceleration? So these are the three terms, force, mass and acceleration. How can we make a relation in that? Let us see. Now if you see in this two pictures, there is one block, and this is the block which is showing to describe the mass. Now if we see that there are two masses are equal, means same mass is there, and if you see the force which is with the help of green arrow which is shown, and in the second picture the length of the arrow is more, means the force is more in the second picture. In the first picture the man is pushing the trolley with the mass, and in second also the man is pushing the trolley with the same mass but applying more force. So more force apply and there is a more acceleration, means speed increases faster in the second case, but speed increases at the lesser rate in the first case. So if you apply more force to an object, it accelerates at the higher rate. So the relation is, if we apply the same force to different mass, if you see in this picture the second body in the second picture there is more mass as compared to the first one, and we are applying the same force on both the cases. So if you see the length of the acceleration arrow, the first one is more and the second one is less, means if the mass is less and force is same in both the cases, so lesser mass will move with more acceleration and heavier mass will move with less acceleration, or we can say that speed increases at a slower rate. So if the same force is applied to an object with a greater mass, the object accelerates at slower rate because mass adds inertia. So in this picture it is very clear that if you are applying same force to different massive object, so it is different rate of change of speed. Lesser the mass and you applying the force, it will increase speedily, but for the more massive, the same force is there, it will increase at a slower rate. So what is the relation now? Relation is A is equal to F by M. If you see in first two picture, the same mass is there and you're applying, the body is applied with the different forces. In the first case the force, and the second case there is a more force, and where there is more force for the same mass, the body is speeding increasingly with a faster rate, means more acceleration is there in the second case. But in the third case, if you see, for the same force the mass is increased, there is less acceleration. And if you see the relation also, if you keep force constant and increase the mass, the acceleration will be less. if you keep same mass and increase the force, the acceleration will be more. Means the A is directly proportional to F and A is inversely proportional to M. Means more mass, less acceleration for the same force, and more force, more acceleration for the same mass. This is the relation between acceleration, force and mass, or we can say F is equal to M into A. Now how can we define the force? The simplest concept for the force is push or a pull, and on a deeper level, force is an action that has ability to create or change motion. Means if you push it or if you pull it, the body will move. Means this is a force. The force is a push or a pull. The definition of force. In English system, the unit of force, the pound, was originally defined by the gravity, and the metric definition of force depend on the acceleration per unit mass. This is the older system. This is not of use now, but I am telling you that in the previous time the unit of force is known as the mass of the body is known is pound. So if you see the picture, 1 pound, the symbol of pound is lb. 1 pound is the force exerted by the gravity on the mass of 0.454 kilogram. So this is the force of 1 pound. Pound is the unit of force. Newton's second law. A force of 1 Newton is exactly the amount of force needed to cause a mass of 1 kilogram to accelerate at 1 meter per second square, and this is equal to Newton. Means if 1 kilogram massive body is applied by a force and body accelerates with the rate of 1 meter per second square, it means the body is applied by the force of 1 Newton. This is the definition of 1 Newton, and this is the value of 1 Newton. 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram into 1 meter per second square. Now this is the relation A is equal to F by M, where M is the mass in kg, F is the force in Newton, and A is acceleration in meter per second square. The SI unit of force is Newton and CGS unit of force is dyne, and 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne. If the units are in smaller unit, means CGS system, you have to change mass into gram and acceleration will be in centimeter per second square. So before solving the question, you have to understand what are the unit given and how you have to solve that, or how will you convert it into the different unit system. Now using the second law of motion, the force F that appears in the second law is the net force. There are often many forces acting on the same object, and acceleration results from the combined action of all the forces that act on the object, and when used this way, the word net means total. Whenever the force we are calculating, the net force we are calculating, we have to calculate the total force acting on that body. How we are calculating that net force, we will understand in the section this. Now a force of 1 pound is equal to about 4.48 Newton. So to solve problem with the multiple forces, you have to add up all the forces to get a single net force before you can calculate any resulting acceleration. Suppose in this picture there are 3 men on the right hand side, they are applying the force of 30 Newton, and 1 man on the left hand side applying the force of 10 Newton but in opposite direction, and if you add these two forces, it will be minus 10 plus 30, means resultant will be of 20 Newton, and where the force is more, the body will move in that direction. So the net force is on the right hand side and the body will move on the right hand side. So this is the meaning of the net force or total force when the multiple forces are acting on the body. Now here also, a cart rolls down a ramp using a spring scale. You measure the net force of 2 Newton pulling the car down, and the cart has a mass of 500 gram, that is 0.5 kilogram. So you have to calculate the acceleration of the cart. So you can, I think, calculate very easily. Use relation F is equal to M into A. All the things are given here. You have to just solve the value of acceleration. Next, Newton's second law. There are 3 forms of Newton's second law. A is equal to F by M, and in this we have to find the value of A, and you know the value of F and M. The second one is F is equal to ma. The net force F, you know acceleration and mass. Means when you know acceleration and mass, you can find the value of F. When you know the force and mass, you can find the value of A. And when you know the value of F and A, you can find the value of M. This is the interconversion of the relation, that you can find A, F and M by interchanging it. Now, finding the acceleration of a moving object. The word dynamics refers to the problem involving motion. Means if the body is moving, we are using the word dynamics. Dynamics means the problems which have the body in motion. In dynamics problem, the second law is often used to calculate the acceleration of an object, and when you know the force and mass, you can calculate the acceleration. Means A is equal to F by M. These all are very important point. You have to note it down in your copy also, and think over it, revise it, and just find it more concept from your NCERT also, and this will help you to solve the numerical problem. Now the next is direction of acceleration. Now if you see in this diagram, the net force is shown by the green arrow, and speed which is in rolling uphill. In the second case, if you see speed is positive, it is increasing down, rolling downhill. The body is moving downward. In the first case, body is moving upward. So speed increases when the net force is in the same direction as the motion. When the body is moving in the direction and you are applying force in the same direction, the speed will increase. But speed will decrease if the net force is in the opposite direction of the motion. Means if the body is moving downward and the net force is acting back upward, the speed will decrease. And if the body is moving forward, that force is also in the same direction, then the acceleration, or we can say speed, increases. Now positive and negative acceleration. This is all we had learned in the class 9th also. We often use the positive and negative numbers to show the direction of force and acceleration. So a common choice is to make velocity, force and acceleration positive when they point to the right. So this is at our will, that where we are choosing the positive and negative direction. So it is a common choice to make velocity, force and acceleration positive when they are pointing to the right. Now three people are pulling a wagon applying force of 100 Newton, 150 Newton and 200 Newton. Determine the acceleration and direction of the wagon moves, and the wagon has mass of 25 kilogram. Now you have to find the acceleration and direction of the acceleration. You had given the force and mass, so you have to apply the relation A is equal to F by M. Now you can solve this question and understand what the symbols are given, what the meanings of this question are there, and you have to find the direction. So if you simply see this, if you see that two person are moving on the left hand side, they are total apply force 250 Newton, and the one person is on the right hand side applying the force of 200 Newton only. So the resultant will be on the left hand side of 50 Newton. So the body will be moved towards the left side with the force of 50 Newton. Now finding force from acceleration. Wherever there is an acceleration, there must be also a force. Any change in motion of an object results from acceleration, and therefore any change in motion must be caused by a force. These all are interlinked with each other. Now an aeroplane needs to accelerate at 5 meters per second square to reach takeoff speed before reaching the end of the runway. The mass of the aeroplane is 5,000 kilogram. How much force is needed from the engine? Now you have to find the force here. You are given mass and acceleration. You apply the second law, that is A is equal to F by M, and you put 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram meter per second square, and by this you can find the force. Now there is one question more. A tennis ball contact a racket for much less than 1 second, and a high speed photograph shows that the speed of ball changes from minus 30 to plus 30 meter per second in 0.006 second. If the mass of the ball is 0.2 kilogram, how much force is applied by the racket? So you have to find the force. So here the change in speed is given, time is given, so you have to first find the acceleration. Acceleration is final velocity minus initial velocity upon time, means v minus u upon t. So first you find acceleration, then you find force by multiplying the ball of mass 0.2 kilogram with acceleration. So you have to do it by your own. Solve this question and find the answer. Next, what is equilibrium? The condition of zero acceleration is called an equilibrium. In equilibrium, all forces cancel out, leaving zero net force. An object that are standing still are in equilibrium because their acceleration is zero. Suppose a book is put on the table. The weight of the book, which is acting downward, and the same force is applied by the table to the book in the upward direction. So both the forces are equal, they cancelling each other. That's why we can say that the book is in a equilibrium state. Means acceleration is zero, or we can say the net force is zero on the book. So we can say that body or the book is in equilibrium. Now here you see the person is hanging on a rope, and the total force acting downward is 700 Newton, and the upward force on each of the ring is 350 Newton on the left and right hand side. So the two forces balances single force 700 Newton. So we can say the body is in equilibrium and it is in the state of rest. So the objects are moving at the constant speed and direction are also in equilibrium. It is very important. When the object is moving at the constant speed, it has no acceleration. So we can say that it is also in equilibrium. And the static problem usually means there is no motion. If you see here, the person is hanging on the bar, and the total weight of which is acting on downward and which is on upward direction, if you add and subtract, you will get the zero net force. So we can say the body is in a static equilibrium. So here a question is there: a woman is holding two dogs on a leash. If each dog pulls with a force of 80 Newton, how much force does the woman have to exert to keep the dogs from moving? Means if the woman apply the force on the two dogs and the dogs will not move, how much force will the have to woman to apply? So you had to find the force. We had given two dogs of which is applying force of 80 Newton, each dog applying force of 80 Newton in the forward direction, and the fact is that dogs are not moving, means there is acceleration is zero. So you have to apply Newton's second law, that net force must be zero if the acceleration is zero. So woman must exert equal and opposite force to the sum of the total force applied by the dog in the opposite direction. So 160 Newton force should be applied by the woman on the backward direction. That's why the dogs cannot move. Now the Newton's third law. Third law is known as action and reaction. So can you identify action and reaction force here? For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. If you see the book is on the table, book is applying the force on the table, means it is action, and the same force applied by the table on the book, it is a reaction. Similarly, the feet of the table apply force in the downward direction, means it is action, and the ground apply upward direction force, it is reaction. So the floor on the table and table on the floor, these are the two forces. Table on the floor is action and floor on the table is reaction. Similarly, floor on the wall is action and wall on the floor is reaction. And if you see the downward, wall on the earth is action and earth on the wall, force applied by the earth on the wall is a reaction. So we can say for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, and this statement is known as Newton's third law of motion. And Newton's third law discusses pair of objects and the interaction between them. Force always occurs in pair. The astronaut working on the space station have a serious problem when they need to move around in space. There is nothing to push on. So one solution is they throw something in opposite direction if they want to move. Means if they want to move in any direction, they have to throw something heavy in the forward direction. That's why they can move in the opposite direction. So this is also a case where we see action and reaction. If you see in this case, the two forces in pair are called action and reaction. Anytime you have one, you also have the other. Means the forces are always in pair. If you push the ground also pushes you. if you know that strength of one, you can also know the strength of the other, since both forces are always equal to each other. Means action and reaction both are equal and opposite forces. So this is all about in this video. Whatever the content we had discussed in this video, they are the Newton's law of motion, first law, second law, and third law. From your NCERT, from your reference, we have to see the so many examples are there which can clarify the concept of all the laws of Newton. In the coming videos, in the coming chapter, we have to solve so many things, so many problems are there also on this laws. So before that, you have to revise every concept from your NCERT and from your